So, Bodo Glimt 0, Arsenal 1. That game was a cure for insomnia, people. You are lucky you're alive and well and awake to watch this fan cam. That was one of the worst games of football I've ever watched in my life. Oh my days, that 90 minutes I'm never getting back. But there are some positives to take from the game. We'll get to them in a short while. Make sure you are smacking the likes up on this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you are new. Make sure you are sharing the content around. Always appreciate each and every one of you guys that do that. You can do it, guys. Be the potato, guys. You can do it. Be the hash brown, be the crisp, be the chip. You can do it. Very versatile, guys. I fucking love you guys. I love you guys. But anyway, big up to everyone who watched the watch along. The watch along was more entertaining than the game, which was a running theme last season, if we're being completely honest. But this season, we've been really good to watch. But the 3 Europa League games we've had, oh my days. The Zurich game, I thought, was one of the worst games of football I've ever watched. This one has gazumped it. It was not great at all. And on another night, they could have scored 3 or 4. We only had 1 shot each on target, which kind of shows how poor the finishing was. 13 shots between us, 1 more for us than them. It weren't pretty. I was absolutely baffled and amazed by the amount of first-team players starting this game. Ben White, Bukayo Saka, Gibraltar guard. Who else was there? Kieran Tierney, Saliba. Obviously, we could have played Tomiyasu at left back, but is he a starting 11 player? Not at the moment. We could have played Tomiyasu at centre back instead of Saliba. We could have played Marquinhos. And I thought this competition was going to be a chance for these players to actually stake their claim, actually get in the starting 11, play a full 90 minutes, and bish bash bosh. It doesn't look like that. Maybe Arteta's had a little look at the Champions League group stages and thought, whoa, Barca could be coming. AC Milan, Zlatan will be back by then. And, Ajax could be. Juve could be. Atleti, Sevilla, Sporting Lisbon. There's a lot of big teams and good teams that could be coming down into this Europa League, which is why when Top Gooners and super fans around the world have sat there listening to 4 of our first-team players come out all pre-season and say, oh, we're going for the Europa League. Yay, and top 4, yay. And then they've mimicked them. And that is now the narrative. We have to win the Europa League. We've never won it. We've been in it how long? To 1 final. Like, people think that we're just going to walk this competition. Think again. If we go off of the performances we've seen so far, and yes, I know we're going to rotate in the latter stages and it'll be more of a first 11, etc., etc. But let's be real. We don't want to see Zlatan or Lewandowski up against the Bozo gene at centre half, do we? Like, both of them are relentless, and Pedri pulling the strings. AC Milan have got some dangerous players, albeit they were shocking over the 2 games against Chelsea. But they're still good players, some of these players. Olivier Giroud would be coming back if we get AC Milan. We're going to get out of the group. I think that's pretty obvious. I think the fact that, we're mix and matching, it's kind of embarrassing. I can't lie. Now, people go, oh, you're being negative. Cry more. Yeah, at the end of the day, we should not be playing Bukayo Saka. And I know he got the goal, and fair play to him. Yeah, I thought he was a little bit lively in the first 20 minutes of the game. After that, the best player for us today, by the way, was the goalkeeper that nobody likes. He was actually very good today. Other than that, I'm struggling to pick a player that stood out. Real talk. Maybe you see something different. I don't know. Like, leave your standout men in the comment section down below, because I'm really struggling to find a player outside of the goalkeeper that actually stood out today and went, oh, actually, yeah, he's done all right today. I don't know. A lot of you might say Saliba. Some of you might say Tierney. I don't know. Gibraltar guard. I said this to Terry the other day on the football terrace. We need to have a serious conversation about this guy. This guy is not the guy. This guy got hooked. Maybe that was the plan, to get hooked. What did he do? Does anyone know what he actually does apart from press and pass sideways and whip a couple of aimless, stupid crosses into the back stick? What does he actually do? Like, Marquinhos should have started over Saka, like I said, albeit Saka scored the goal. And hindsight's a wonderful thing. Oh, yes, but no, I'm not quoting Saka. Yeah, I'm not quoting Saka at all. He should not be starting Europa League group stage games. These games are not for players like Bukayo Saka. Bukayo Saka should be coming in the knockout stages, and maybe not even the first knockout stage, maybe the second or third. Like, I find it baffling. Like, he's been weird in this competition. Yes, look, we're top of the table. Yes, we've won 3 out of 3. Yes, we kept a clean sheet, which is a positive. The keeper was a positive tonight. I thought he looked very composed. I thought he did very well tonight. Some of his kicks were nice. He made some very good saves. Well, I say he's made some very good saves. He didn't actually have any saves, really. I think he had 1 save. But the way he commanded his box today, I thought he was a lot better than the previous games that we've seen him. But I'm struggling to find any outfield player that played well. Reece Nelson should be ashamed of that performance, by the way. Yeah, he should be ashamed of himself. Real talk. This is a chance for him to step up and to make a claim to get in over Martinelli, or to at least push Martinelli. Martinelli's probably sitting there going, boy, I got no competition here, mate. This is easy. Eddie Nketiah, 100 grand a week, yeah? 100 grand a week. Okay. That's going to come back to haunt us, that decision. Real talk. Let's not talk about the number 14. Yeah, but the 100 grand a week, that is going to sting us big time later down the road. Maybe not this year, maybe not next season, maybe the season after. That will hurt us. Bambi Lukonga, I still don't know what he does. Genuinely haven't got a clue. Why was he being hooked, though? Why are you bringing Thomas Partey on a plastic pitch? That makes sense. A lot of his decisions didn't make sense tonight. But listen, we got the job done. It's not all doom and gloom. It was an ugly victory. It was basically paint watching Arsenal dry tonight, because it was so boring. The only good thing for me was the fact that it weren't a 9 o'clock kickoff Spanish time. It's actually just gone 9 now. So I can actually finish a little bit earlier rather than sitting up till 2 a.m. and still working. But yeah, that was not pretty. That was not great. I don't think any of the first team players that played actually did that great. Saliba, maybe. Yeah, he looked all right, but it weren't stand out, if that makes sense. And then the fringe players, I don't think any of them, other than the goalkeeper, covered themselves in glory. Every single one of them fringe players should look at themselves, watch that game back, try and stay awake watching that game back, and say, actually, yeah, that was really poor. That weren't great. That was not a good performance from me. I've not really staked a claim to start against Leeds. Yeah, mad. Fabio Vieira and Martin Odegaard in midfield with Bambi Lukonga. I don't ever want to see that free again, by the way. Yeah, I'm shocked that he even started Odegaard. He had to be captain, didn't he? He had to do the huddle before the game. I wonder what he said. You can do it, guys. Just listen to what Arteta said, guys. It was actually a madness. I can't lie. I'm glad that game's out of the way. I can't stand these group stage games. We're too good for group stage, but we're not good enough to win it. We can win it because we're in it, and you have to be in it to win it, if that made any sense whatsoever. But will we win it? Nah, unfortunately not. And yeah, if we continue to play like that, and we started slow, we started poorly, we continued that all the way through the game. It wasn't even like it was a bitty game. It weren't like the game I watched with Chelsea and Milan, where every 2 seconds there was a foul and a yellow card. The game flowed a little bit, but they had the better of the chances all evening. They created more than us. If they had a finisher, they would have scored 4. Let's be real with that. Yeah, and we've got PSV coming up next, and that ain't going to be easy 2 games. PSV twice. That is not easy. I expect us to beat them. I expect us to get 6 out of 6. When the draw was done, I said we're getting 6 out of 6, but it's not pretty. And all 3 of these Europa League games have been a bore fest. I can't lie. We're probably too good for this competition in terms of group stage, but latter stages, that's where I think we'll get found out. And that's why I fear if we get in the Champions League, it's going to be a massacre. It really, really will. But listen, that's just my thoughts on it. Tina Turner stood out today. Other than that, I'm struggling to find a player that played really well and stood out for me. None of the fringe players did anything of any note, and none of the first teamers looked like first teamers tonight. And people say, "Oh, but it was a mix and match team." Well, they all trained together. They all played the same playing style in training. So it is what it is. A clean sheet, positive. Tina Turner in goal, positive. No injuries, positive. As far as we're aware. We move on. We've got Leeds United on Sunday. I'm looking forward to that game because they could sack their manager if we beat them heavily. Real talk. And Yeah, mad. They're going to come and play expansive football at Elland Road, and we have a good chance to go and slap them. Crash, bang, wallop. Make sure you crash, bang, wallop the likes. I'm out of here. Like I said, that was a cure for insomnia. And don't forget, Kenny's fan cam's coming out shortly, straight after this one. And then Matt, no Jez tonight, but Matt's coming out straight after Kenny. And then me and Kenny will be doing player ratings. So plenty more to come. Tomorrow I'm on with Rants on his channel, 5 p.m. UK time. And yeah, happy days. We're out of here. Smack the likes up, share, subscribe, do all of that. Adios, amigos. I'll teta fuera para siempre. Ciao, 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 ciao.